Hello Glamours, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the notification bell for more upcoming DIY future videos. For this DIY, I'll be making a two-tone gold and silver mirrored side or coffee table. If you would like to find out what I created, just continue watching. I'll be using 10 1-pound hard plastic coffee containers, and I save them throughout the year in my garage, and I'll start by removing all the labels. Remainder of this DIY, I'll be using my strongest glue sticks. Next, I'll be gluing on all the lids. I'll have a complete list of all items used in this DIY in the description bar below. And don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms, link below. Next, I'll be using foam board, and I needed a large circle, so I'll be using this 18-inch platter to trace it and cut it out. Next, I'll bring back my containers, and I'll be gluing them upside down, and here I'm just going to position them until I'm satisfied with the placements. Now that I'm satisfied with the placements, I'll start by adding glue and just gluing them in place. For all DIY requests, follow me on Instagram. Needed to fill in the center, so I'll be using these square containers to fill in the center, repeating the same gluing steps. Next, I'll start on the second roll, and all I did was just apply the hot glue on the edges of the first containers and place the second ones on top, going around in between the spaces. Next, I took two foam boards and cut it to the length and height of the table, and I'll be covering one with gold contact paper and the other one covering it with mirror reflection paper. Next, I'll be cutting grooves, so I'll be using the ruler as my thickness of the guideline, and I'll continue doing the same steps throughout the whole board. Keep in mind not to cut your grooves so deep or you will split the board. I repeated all the same steps on the second board covered with mirror reflection paper. Next, I'll start bending the board in between the cuts for flexibility. I repeated the same steps with the gold board. Next, I'll be gluing on my boards to the table, and I'll be counting 6, and then I'll be cutting it with a box cutter or scissors. And then I'll take it and I'll apply hot glue in the bottom, and I'll apply hot glue on the containers as well and attach it together. Next, I took a small craft stick and I cut it into small pieces, and I'll be gluing them behind the board, and I'll be using these to connect the rest of my boards. I repeated the same steps with the mirror board, and I also apply hot glue on the craft sticks and on the edges of the board to connect both pieces together. I repeated the same steps, gluing on the craft sticks behind the board, and then I'll be using a gold board again, and then a mirror board, and then another gold board, and I'll repeat the same steps going around. Another easier way to do this, take all your boards, place them on a flat surface, intertwining the colors, glue them together, and then glue it as one whole piece. Next, I took an 18-inch raw cardboard and I covered it with poster board, and then I'll be covering it with mirror reflection paper. I am doing this because I did order a 18-inch mirror, but it has not arrived on time, so I'll be replacing it once it comes in. I ordered 4 metal short legs from Amazon, and they come with a beautiful pattern on each side, but I'll only be using 3, and I'll just be screwing them on. And here is the finished look. I am in love with this table for so many reasons. You can use gold or silver. I love the two-tone on it, and I also love the mirror reflection, and also it can be turned into a side table or for a small space coffee table. Another reason to love it, it was very budget friendly, and it only cost me $15 with supplies on hand. Here are other DIYs where I use containers to make beautiful home decor, and I'll have these videos linked below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this budget-friendly DIY as much as I enjoyed creating it. Now don't forget, I post new DIY videos every week. Like and share with family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't. Comment if you wish. Turn on your notification bells for our upcoming future videos. I'll see you on my next DIY upload.